Hey everybody, I wanted to make this video because on this day 10 years ago I uploaded the first video that I ever made to YouTube entitled Two Idiots Fighting on my first channel, Coaster Kid 19, which that's the only video that I have on there. And to commemorate me being on YouTube for 10 years, I decided to make a video taking you to all the neighborhoods I used to live in from the time I was born until before I turned 18. This block right here at Brighton Road, back when I was growing up, this whole area, I think even this part of the street, was a bunch of stores, and where that clock used to be a grocery store that my grandma used to take me to all the time, and right across the street from it was a drugstore that, again, I used to always go to with my grandparents.
Every summer, either at the end of July or the beginning of August, there would be a little street fair here that I would go to all the time with my mom and my grandma.
This is the place I pretty much grew up in for the first 6 years of my life, other than the year and a half that my mom and dad moved to this place over on site, I think it was. I lived there. So many memories of this place. Used to swim in the kiddie pool on the front porch. Used to play around in the back of the house. A whole bunch of stuff happened here. And I did some bad things here that I don't want to say on camera. I don't think anybody's really living here. Let's try to get a view from the back. Cut. This place right here, formerly known as the Brighton Inn, is Jimmy Z's place. I also have memories of this place because every day after school, my grandma would take me over there because she used to be a bartender and a cook, and my mom would come pick me up. But it's also I also was there when they had a Steeler party for when it was the final game ever at Three Rivers Stadium, and I saw the entire thing, the entire closing ceremony right there, and then my mom came and picked me up. This huge ass empty field of all these trees used to be the site of, I think the name of it was St. John's Hospital, which at one point was a part of Mercy, because I remember always seeing the Pittsburgh Mercy symbol whenever I was coming up and down this road. That place right there, I'm pretty sure that's where I lived for, I'm guessing, at least maybe a year and a half before I moved back in with my grandma. And it was also this place where me, my dad, my aunt, my uncle, my other aunt and uncle had came over to watch the 95 AFC Championship game between the Steelers and the Colts. And in the final clutching moments of the game, for some reason, I think it was either because we were watching by antenna or the cable just gave out, the picture just went completely blank, and I believe it was around the time of that final play where the Colts went for a Hail Mary, and we weren't able to actually see that play. But then my mom came downstairs and said that the Steelers won or whatever. a bunch of us came running upstairs just to see what was happening. All right, we're gonna go up there to get a front view of the house. That house that's right next to the White House with the green and yellow awning. That's the front of the house that I used to live in for maybe a year and a half. As you can see, this house that's behind me, I lived there for like 2 years, from 97 till December of 99. That's when my dad had purchased my house, which we're gonna go to next. That right there, the old owner of this place, which her name was, I think, Mary, she had painted a Wizard of Oz mural, which was pretty awesome. Where you see those crates on the porch, that's where we were living. In that window right there, that was my mom and dad's room. And depending on how my mom rearranged the furniture, we would either enter that door or the door on the side. If the couch was up against that door, we entered on the side. And what sucked about this place is that my bedroom the bathroom was right there. So people would constantly come through my room. And another memory about this place is whenever my cousin Anthony would come over, and it was like this every single time Anthony would come over to play, he would always trash my room, and my mom would bitch at me to get it all clean. I was like, he fucking started it. That's the one thing as a kid you can't stand, when your friends or family come over and they trash your room and you have to clean it up. Cut. This place right here, that's the last place that my grandma and my step-granddad Richard, but I called him Buddy, lived at before they died. My grandma died 10 years ago, and then he died like 6 years ago. And it was like almost every weekend when I was a kid, I used to come over to my grandma's house to spend the weekend. And Buddy, he used to seriously have a snack cabinet. And I must have gained like 5 pounds every time I came over, because there would be a whole bunch of candies. I would eat most of his pretzels, and a couple times he'll let me have a beer. Well, it was a malt beer. So this house behind me, I used to live there for I guess like maybe 5 years. My dad bought it back in '99, and my dad lived there until like March or April of 2004, when he moved to North Carolina. And as you can see, this area really has gone severely downhill since I last lived here. The abandoned house that was right next door is gone. These 3 houses that are behind you are gone. There was a house right next to that White House where I got my second dog Winnie. And where these cars are, there was another house, and right where you see that backhoe, there was an apartment building there that had one of my friends lived there, and I'll show you in a second. There was a house just right up the street where this family lived there, and I used to get so jealous of them because their 2 kids had these go-karts. I would see them ride up and down the street all the time, and they seemed to always have everything. And I remember my dad used to get pissed off at them because the deck that's in the back of the house, my dad had to get building permits for it. Yet that guy did so much to his house and never once contacted the county. The house was right there. It was, I guess you could say it was kind of big because all these trees and bushes you saw, that's where it used to be. And man, this place has really gone downhill since I was last here. I believe this fallen tree right here was one of the trees that my dad, Gary, and I guess some other guy, because I think there was 3, that they had cut down because my dad was getting a new pole and my mom wanted sunlight, and there was a whole bunch of trees right in this area, so they had to go. This is as close as I can because it's real steep back here. If you can make it out. There's a fence right there. If you see the fence, that's where my pool was. I wish I could get closer, but I can't. This place behind me was the first place I lived in Bellevue when my mom and dad had separated for good. During the summertime, this place is hell because of it being a brick building and there's no central air. So if you do not have an AC in your room, it was like sleeping in an oven. And when my mom said that she finally found a place after 3 months after Dale was born, I was ecstatic because I couldn't wait to get the hell out of here.
Those balconies right there used to be concrete, but while we were living there, little by little, it started breaking apart. I don't know when these got replaced.
And this house right here, this duplex, lived in about like 2 years, and really this was my brother's first house growing up when he was a baby, because we moved from our place in Jefferson when he was like maybe 2 or 3 months old. And those two windows right there was my room. Let's go around to get a shot of the back, and then we'll move on to the next house.
This is the side of the house. There's my bedroom right there, my brother's room right there by the back door. And we actually had a peach tree right there.
Hey, this place was the last place I lived out in Bellevue. This apartment right here, that was the one that I lived in. My room was pretty much the middle room of the house. The only bad thing I could say about this place is that sometimes with the trash, sometimes the other tenants expect you to take the trash out for you. But this place was real nice. It didn't really get too hot during the summer. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. It's been quite an eventful 10 years for me, and the past 10 years for YouTube itself. Fun fact, my first video was uploaded 2 days before the announcement that Google bought YouTube. 2 days. I hope that my channel will get bigger as the days, months, years go by. And I hope my second channel, MRK1119 Games, grows to be almost as big as at least Merc Music. I would say Markiplier or PewDiePie, but that's going to take a while. So I would like to at least get big as Merc Music. Thanks for watching.